Well, good afternoon, everybody. I made it. Oh, I got to adjust that camera a bit. It's driving me nuts like that. Here we go. Is that better? Hey, listen, this is the way it goes, right? Okay, I am here. I am ready to go. And you know what? I couldn't locate my keys to get in the studio this morning. So I had to take a trip back home to find them. And I finally did find them. That's why I'm like 1 or 2 minutes late here, Gary Wilkins. I know you're going to take me to task on that one. You always do. Let me just close the door a little bit. Okay. And we are ready to go. My name is Paul K. Lemire. Of course, this is Your City, Your Voice. It says so up there. 4680Q Studios. And whoo, it's finally Friday, and it's been a crazy Friday already. Me running all over the place looking for what I need to get the show going, but we're on. We're ready to go. And we're going to take it. Look at this weather out, 64 degrees when I woke up this morning at 5. I got up as usual. And we're going to have a sunny to mid-high 70s weekend, which is fantastic. The end of September. Are you kidding me? I'll take it. Everybody out there can get everything done they need to do. Get outside if possible. 0% chance of rain this weekend. And you can wash those windows, cut the lawn, put your lawn for whatever you want to do. But, don't put your lawn furniture away yet because we still have a couple of good weeks here. And I know it's been unbelievable, the weather in September, very little rain. And we're going to at least past Thanksgiving in Ontario, and in Canada for all my American friends. Thanksgiving is 11th, 12th, and 13th weekend. We're going to go past that with nice weather. So I am so happy. I don't want to see snow, but we get it. So before we get into the show, we're going to talk about everything. We got lots to talk about here. And we're going to get into a little bit of Carney, a little bit of Trump, a little bit of Tylenol, a little bit of everything here, a little bit of whatever. You got to stay tuned. You'll see what I'm talking about. I'm going to go crazy probably. Maybe not too bad on a Friday. I'm pretty calm. Wild Bill's Auto Repair and Body Shop, Pete's Pizza on Victoria Avenue, Hamel Machine Company, and Niagara Parks Commission. They are my sponsors, and I thank them so much for sponsoring the show. They've been very good sponsors. I have one sponsor that's going to be dropping off at the end of this month. So if anybody out there, any of you out there want to sponsor the show, you want to have your name mentioned every day and a story told about your business to all the people that listen to 4680Q, to everybody on YouTube. I have 175 subscribers and more viewers there. To, everybody on X, Rumble, Truth Social. I post them on all of them. And of course, on Facebook, I posted to about 5 or 6 pages on Facebook, the show with the sponsors' names. You want to be involved in that, give me a call. I'll set you up. You can sponsor Your City, Your Voice. Okay, so my first sponsor, Wild Bill's Auto Repair and Body Shop. What can I say? This is the time of year you want to be proactive and you want to slide your car in to Wild Bill's Auto Repair and Body Shop before the rush, because once we get a little bit of bad weather, it's going to happen. The auto repair business is going to blow up. You won't be able to get your car in. Get it in there. Be proactive. Get your systems checked. Get your brakes checked. Get your heater core checked. Get everything checked so you're ready to go when winter hits, because it's gonna, and you don't want to be sitting there on the side of the road going, dang, I should have listened to that idiot on 4680Q. Get out there, get your car checked. Ken's going to go over it with a fine-tooth comb, make sure everything's working so you have a good, trouble-free motoring winter. That's what you should do. That's what everybody does. Why don't you? Because you're a procrastinator, I know. Ken's going to take care of you. If you get in a wreck, hey, he's got a full body shop. He's going to take your car in. He's going to fix it and bring it back to you in showroom condition. You can't beat it. Wild Bill's Auto Repair and Body Shop, Oakwood Drive, next to the Kia dealership. Hey, you can't go wrong. Get your car in there and get it checked out. That's all I can tell you. wildbillsauto.ca. Now, that's where you want to go to the website. But just remember, while you're there, slide over to YouTube. Check out my videos, my video channel, Your City, Your Voice, Paul Lemire, and give me a subscribe. Subscribe to the channel. It's free. You'll get a notification when I drop a video. It doesn't get better than that. Get over there, subscribe, thumbs up, thumbs down, comments, and get it over with. Come on, let's go. Let's move this channel forward. We got an election coming up, and we got to get more people involved. And the way to get more people involved is to get involved with this channel because I talk about it all the time. Okay, let's move on to the actual show. But I'm going to hit viewer comment. There's one viewer comment that I liked. I was laughing my head off. And it's from Penny Brookify, a regular contributor, a regular commenter. There may be more when we get to the end of the week, and I'll talk about them next week. But just this one. Eclipse Math. Good one, JRB, of course, is John Ringo Beam. And we were talking about the number of people who have been to Niagara Falls over the years, right? And I said, oh man, it's got to be like closing in on 1 billion, right? Over 100 and some odd years of people coming to Niagara Falls, maybe 200 years. Father Hennepin first came here. And, and John Ringo Beam said, no, if you do the math, where you might be coming up on 250 million or something like that, 500 million. But he said, unless you're using eclipse math, and eclipse math is when you say that you're going to have 2 million people in the city for an eclipse and 80,000 show up. That's eclipse math. And if you remember, our mayor was saying we're going to have 2 million people are coming to the city. Well, he went on CNN and everybody telling him that. You know what happened? 80,000. If we're lucky, there was 80,000, maybe 50. But anyway, I digress. And I think they use the math, John Ringo Beam and Penny Brookify, I think they use it in their budget, Eclipse math, because they always say that we owe them money and we got to pay 4.9% more. And then at the end of the year, there's $10 million sitting there that they managed to spend that we allegedly didn't have. So I don't know where they get that money from when we have to pay more taxes because we don't have enough money, but they find it. That's Eclipse math. And, the one good thing to see about city councils, they have the power when they use Eclipse math to return the money they never spent back to the taxpayers. But do you think they do? Come on. Look at me. No, they don't. What do? They buy $25,000 concrete ping pong tables. They make $17 million walking trails. Oh yeah, it doesn't matter. But meanwhile, you can walk, but you can't drive because these roads suck and the jawbreaker will kill you. So yeah, there you go. Eclipse math. I think that's a great way to say it, and we're going to use that a lot, I think, from now on. John Ringo Beam and Penny Brookify. I think we're going to use that a lot when it comes to the budget and city council. You'll be hearing a lot of that in the next few months. Okay. Did anybody see the pictures and video of Mayor Jim with Mayor Wayne Thompson at the old age home? Anybody see that? I don't know. I was sad when I saw that. I mean, I saw Wayne Thompson on city council meetings, and he wasn't in good shape. God bless him. He did a lot for the city and that, but I always liked Wayne. I didn't agree with him all the time and agree with everything he did, but I liked the guy. I mean, he was always good to me and polite to me and came in the show a couple times during the elections, and he was great. But to see him like that breaks my heart. I mean, I don't know. I think it's sometimes better to let somebody just fade away rather than do videos on him when he's in a home in a wheelchair, barely able to talk. I mean, I thought the video was self-indulgent on the part of Jim Diodati, and I didn't see the point of it. I mean, I don't know. It was sad to watch the video. I just don't get it. I mean, what I did find out, and his wife had to tell him to say thank you when Jim presented this certificate. I doubt if he even knew what it was. And I don't know. It just didn't sit good with me. I think you could have awarded it to his wife. Maybe she could show him, but to have him on there in a wheelchair looking, I don't know, terrible. I just, let me put it this way: I wouldn't have done it. As a matter of fact, last election, had all the candidates in here, and when Vic Peterangelo came in, he said, "Well, you know, Wayne Thompson wants to come in and do the show," and I said, "Victor, no, no, I'm not going to do that to Wayne. I mean, he just wasn't able to do an hour show. It would have been embarrassing for him, and it wouldn't have been right for me." So I just said, "No, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that to him," and I didn't. He wasn't on the show. I wanted him. He was on 4 years before that. I mean, and he was great. He was great. I always got on, but not. No, I'm not going to do that. Sure, I could have brought him in here, and he wouldn't have been able to reply to the questions that well, and it would have been a real, it wouldn't have been nice. So I just didn't do it. But I feel the same about that video that Jim did in the pictures. That's not how I want to remember Wayne anyway. But the good thing is, and there is always good for bad, is that I found out he's in Millennium Trail Manor, which is where my mother is. So now I'm going to try to find out what room he's in, and I may go up and give him a visit. I don't know if he'll remember me, but I'd love to go in there and just say, "Hey, Wayne, how you doing? Nice to see you. And, how you doing?" And if he knows who I am, and, I'll sit down and have a chat with him. But I don't know. I don't know. He did a lot for Niagara Falls, and he was a good mayor for most of his years. I know there's a lot of rumors and that, but at the end of the day, he got the casino here, and a lot of good things happened under Wayne too. But he brought Niagara Falls back because we were not doing too good in the '80s. Then we got the casino, and everything started to take off. So yeah, I'll report back to you guys. I'll report back to everybody if I do get to get in there and see him, and I hope I do. I would love to see the guy. I would love to. I hope he knows who I am. But I guarantee you, I'm not going to do a video of it. I'll let you know, but I'm not going to do a video or do anything to embarrass the guy or make him look bad. Or yeah, we want to remember him as the vibrant guy he was, all over the city, shaking hands, smiling, with that mustache and everything else. He was a pretty sharp guy back in his day, and well dressed, well mannered. I mean, he had his moments, but overall. So I'll let you know if I get in to see him, but I know he's in there with my mother, so I'm going to do my best to get in there and say hello to him. Okay, moving on to the Niagara Regional Police. They're getting a chopper. That's right. The province has spent $57 million on two choppers, and one's going to Windsor, one's coming here. So $28.5 million on the region to have a chopper for the Niagara Regional Police, an Airbus H-135 chopper. And they're going to help fight crime in the city and the region, by the way, the whole region. I think it's a great idea. I mean, I have no problem with it. One that most cities, or in this case, regions our size, would have. I mean, to chase down criminals. It's going to be armed with FLIR, and that's night vision. So that infrared. So it comes in handy for night. If people are trying to escape in that, they can chase them down with night vision, or if they're looking for somebody who's lost or wandered away or whatever. So that's a good thing. And the good thing is the province is picking up the tab, which, well, I mean, in reality, it's us picking up the tab, right? Because we pay for the province. But at the end of the day, hey, everybody's left that makes noise. I can open the door again. But at the end of the day, it's shared between all the people in the province, not just the people in the region or the people of Niagara Falls, which is a good thing, right? Right. Okay, so that's good. Now, we'll have to see what it's going to cost taxpayers, though, because there will be a cost to taxpayers. And although the chopper and maintenance costs on the chopper are going to be picked up by the province, we still have to have pilots on staff, and we still have to have, they call them technical assistants. The pilots they think are going to be your regular civilians, not going to be police. But the technical assistants, they call them, that are up there, they're going to be police. I don't know. Maybe they'll be armed with guns to shoot people from up above if they have to. I don't know what that means. Now, according to Stephanie Sabourin, the mouthpiece for the Niagara Regional Police, Nobody is sure when the choppers are going to be delivered. She said the service is still working through policy and do not have a firm date to start the program. So you're not going to see them floating around town in the near future, I don't think. She says the chopper was primarily bought to beef up border patrols and security. They'll never be used for more than just keeping an eagle eye on the Niagara River, but I think we'll see that they're going to be used for a lot of different things. Because I see Blackhawks flying around every once in a while checking out the border for illegals and that kind of thing. But this is just going to add to their patrol. She says that they'll need as many as 5 technical flight officers to work the choppers. And the salary, benefits, training, and operating expenses for the tactical flight officers, TFOs, are all covered by the province. So that's good. That's good. It appears the only cost will be fuel, which is not pretty, costs a lot of money to fuel up those things. And the civilian pilots, I would imagine we're going to have to pay them. So it sounds like a pretty good deal, but we know good deals with the province. When they talk about good deals, either it's the province or municipalities, and especially the Niagara Regional Police, we know what that means. We know what that means. Now, OPP big shot Dana Early says the OPP can train these crews. They have 50 years of experience with helicopters and using them for police work. They'd be happy to share the experience with Niagara. She said the choppers typically have a crew of 2, the civilian pilot and the TFO, technical flight officer. So I wonder if we can convince Dana Early and the OPP just to take over the whole thing. Take over the Niagara Regional Police, get the $250 million fiasco under the wings of the OPP. They could probably run it cheaper and better. That's what I think. Some people say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. Eyes in the sky, people, eyes in the sky. Maybe a chopper could have helped catch those jewel thieves in Grimsby, because we know the NRP tried to chase them and they lost them. Well, a chopper would probably help that. And we're going to find out, because they're going to get in a chase with one of these people from Brampton that come down here and rob everything and then scoop back down the QEW to Hogtown. So we'll see if our new choppers are good enough to catch these guys. So that's what's going down. We're getting choppers, eye in the sky. Look up, look up. You never know what you're going to see. Niagara Regional Police are up there watching. And speed cameras are going to be gone, but they're going to be watching from above. Okay, over to my second sponsor, Pete's Pizza on Victoria Avenue. Now, if you want a good pizza, you got to make sure of a couple things. You got to make sure that they use good sauce. You got to make sure they have good crust. Then the third thing is you got to make sure they know how to blend the cheese and the sauce on the pizza in the right ratios. That's what's important. That blend is very, very important. That ratio. Well, Pete's Pizza does it right. They use the Mancini family recipe for the sauce and crust. They use a blend of brick and mozzarella cheese for the cheese, and they know how to put it on just right. Then they cook it up with fresh toppings. How can you go wrong? How can you possibly go wrong with a formula like that? Now, they make a fantastic pizza, and I'm a pizza snob. They make a fantastic pizza, but they also have tremendous chicken wings. You like wings? They got them in all styles. You like panzerotti? They got it. You like, what else they got? The poutine, French fries, steak and cheese poutine, sandwiches, you name it, they have it. Pete's Pizza on Victoria Avenue, they do it right. How do you get one of these big, beautiful pizzas? 905-374-2222. And now they're going to have a second location in the northwest end of Niagara Falls, Taylor Road and Throwstone Road, where the old Pie Guys was. And guess what? You're going to be able to get the same great pizzas as on Victoria Avenue. Mike and Rex are going to take care of you. Hey, you're lucky people to be getting a good pizzeria out there. Pete's Pizza, Victoria Avenue, and now on Throwstone and Taylor Road. Support our sponsors. They support the show, and they're good corporate citizens. They use Skip, they use Dine, they use everything. Pete's Pizza Victoria.ca is the website you can order off of. Hey, grab yourself a nice pizza today. It's Friday. Friday is pizza day. Okay, so we move over to Niagara College now. Niagara College workers are on strike. Who cares? And the Policies are now on strike again. And who cares? I don't think anybody cares, do they? So, you've heard of the people that write their own death notice. They write their own obituaries. There's people that do that. Well, you're meeting them. The Posties have basically written their own pink slips, and when they come out on this one, we're going to see a whole new way that mail's delivered. That's right. Or what's left of real mail, anyway. And not just flyers, because that's basically what I get in the mail anymore is flyers, the odd, I don't know, stray piece of mail, but ultimately it's flyers. And those 55,000 posties across Canada that had jobs yesterday are on strike. And guess what? They might not have jobs when they decide to come back. They should start looking because this isn't going to end well for them. I said this last year when they tried to hold Canada hostage by striking just in November, just before Christmas. They thought people were going to be missing their Christmas mail and blah, 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 blah. Guess what? It didn't make a difference. Nobody noticed them. The best line of the whole strike was, I didn't even know they were on strike until I didn't get my Kentucky Fried Chicken coupons. Then I knew something was up. Basically, they write their own pink slips. I don't get it. I don't get it. The Canada Post is losing $10 million a day. They're set to lose $1 billion this year, and it's not funny. They're already in the whole 480 million. They're going to go another 480 for the rest of the year. $1 billion. How the heck do they think they can stay open? Now they offer the Posties 13% and other concessions. Posties want 19. They want these guarantees. How can you guarantee anything in this economy? I can't even guarantee that I'm going to have money to spend on a stamp tomorrow. Never mind. I better hit some more numbers on the lottery. Who knows? We don't know anything. So at the end of the day, they should have just taken the contract the way it was written, went back to work, enjoyed working, and I don't know, hope they can last another 5 years. But now I think this is going to speed up their imminent demise. The CUPW, Canadian Union of Postal Worker Union, they said they were outraged at the latest offer and said workers were walking off the job. But what don't these workers understand about losing $1 billion? Do they think they're just making it up or something? I don't know. Maybe they think they're making it up. It's just a bunch of baloney. The unions always portray the corporation as bad guys. There's nothing, they always do that. So, oh man, how can they meet their demands when CPC, that's us, we subsidize that, taxpayers, when they are underwater? How can they do that? How can they do that? Now, we saw what happened with the milkman, the bread man, the coal man, and, sorry, John Ringo Beam, the Iceman. They went the way of the dodo. Door-to-door delivery ended in the 70s. I mean, the post office managed to survive 50 more years because technology hadn't kicked in to take them out. Now it has. And they taught everybody with their strike last year, they taught everybody how to get along without them. So now nobody cares. Nobody cares. Who's to blame? Well, the posties have over the years taught people that technology can be used to get rid of them. Constant strikes, threats of strikes, the big ones being last year at Christmas. They've sent customers to technology. Even people who aren't really good or savvy with technology went. And once people find an easier way, oh geez, I don't have to wait for the bill to come in the mail. Oh geez, I can go into this portal, log in, and see my bill, see all my bills, print off my bills, pay my bills. Once they get used to that, they're not changing. They're not coming back. Now, the CUPW, the union, says they have a heart. They're going to still deliver OAS, Canada Child Benefit, and CPP checks, as well as live animals. Live animals? I never knew they delivered live animals. I never heard of that, but I guess they do. They deliver live animals like what? Like hamsters, or what do they deliver? What kind of live animals would the post office deliver? When you look in your mailbox, there's a rat in there. I don't know if they delivered that. He got in there and he's eating your mail. Anyway, I'm going to order my alligator today because they're still going to deliver that until they decide not to deliver alligators anymore. Either way, it's over. You're going to see community mailboxes popping up all over the place. You can go there and get your Wendy's coupons in there. Or, if you're savvy, you can just go online and get your Wendy's coupons. You don't even have to get them out of the mail. The only reason you might want to go and get them is because you need some paper for the bottom of your budgie cage. That's where we're going. Back on strike again. And funny thing is, I heard a good thing, and I'm going to talk about it maybe later if I remember. May 28th, not May 28th, May of 2028, not May 28th necessarily, but May of 2028, something big is cooking. And what have we seen in the last 2 years? We've seen the mail go on strike. We've seen the border go on strike. We've seen every public service unit go on strike. We've seen strike after strike after strike after strike. Pilots, trains, planes, automobiles, everything has been on strike at one time or another over the last few years. May in 2028, something big is going down with these left-wing socialist unions. I might talk about it if I remember. If I don't, I'll talk about it Monday. Either way. Okay, let's get over to Carney. Chili Con, and I use con in big letters because we're getting conned like crazy by this guy. And the people who voted for him were conned. Thank God I didn't vote for him. I never got conned. But he said he's going to delay the budget announcement until November 4th, 2025. So this November. Never offered an explanation. We're not going to bring it up till November 4th. I've been spending your money. I've been blowing your money. I've been giving your money away without a budget. Never asked anybody for any opinion on anything I've done. I've declared Palestine. Palestine. I'm gonna support them, their statehood as a state. Even though Parliament 2 years ago voted no, we're not going to support the Palestinian state. He didn't care. He just did it. I mean, the guy, seriously, think about it. I don't care what this Joe DiBiase or whatever the hell his name is that's on Facebook says. The guy's failed at everything. Name one thing that this guy has succeeded at other than breaking Canada. That's where he succeeded. Tearing Canada apart and breaking it down. He's spending money like a drunken sailor on leave, giving away so much Canadian debt is nearing $2 trillion now with no end in sight. But believe it or not, this actually makes sense because the globalists put him in power to liquidate an insolvent corporation, Canada. Carney's doing his worldwide tour to give more money away, promote hundreds of billions of taxpayer dollars to the European Union military, more money to warlords and terrorists and dictators, and finally, he even promised to put boots on the ground to join France and the UK in their quest to start a war with Russia. This is what he's accomplished. Absolutely nothing for Canada, a lot for every other place. He screwed up any deal he tried to make with anyone, even Europe, the European Union. He even screwed that up. His buddies he wanted to be a part of. And with this final act of supporting a Palestinian state, he has driven the final knife into any kind of deal with Trump. He said, I don't think we're going to see a deal. He's supporting a Palestinian state, which we don't support. He's standing with his UK and French counterparts to acknowledge the Palestinian state instead of standing with our border friend, the United States of America. Now, does that make any sense to you? No, of course it doesn't. If it does, hey, we're not the same. He's gushing over the Chinese brain power regarding their efforts with climate change. Oh, I mean, they're sitting at 26% emissions of the world's carbon problem. He says they're doing a terrific job. They're smart people. They got engineers. They're taking care. The taxes Canadians to the hilt because we emit 1.6%, which is nothing. But he thinks we are the dirty, filthy slobs in the climate change arena. This guy. A lot of people I talk to want to get the hell out of Canada once and for all. Whole provinces want to get out of Canada once and for all. And I can't disagree with them. This country's a wreck, about to fall apart, and it's going to go to the highest bidder. And right now, that appears to be China because that's his best buddy, China. It's amazing how this guy got elected, and then he's run the country without any parliament, without a budget, while he's given away trillions of dollars. This guy. I mean, PP, Pierre, I got to say this right. Polyev, did I get it right? Burkify? Any Burkify? Polyev, I think I got it right. PP, I call him. Anyway, he better call a non-confidence vote too sweet, like right now. We need this right now. He wiggled his way in by going to some by-election somewhere in Alberta. Come on, do your job. Let's get a non-confidence vote going here and get rid of this guy. We can't afford 4 years of this guy. We can't afford 6 months of this guy, and we already have put up with it. Come on, Pierre Bear, get out there, do your job. Let's go. Speaking of Carney and not being able to make a deal with Trump, I would say it's got to be intentional what he's doing. I don't think anybody could be that stupid enough to just let it happen by accident. Is he that dumb? So if he's not stupid, then it's got to be intentional. Trump has just laid a big tariff on incoming furniture now, up to 50% on incoming furniture, along with 100% duties on branded drugs and 25% levies on heavy-duty trucks, calling it a move to protect the U.S. manufacturing industry and national security. Okay. Now, the good thing for Japan, the EU, and Britain is that their deals include caps on tariffs for specific products like pharmaceuticals. Of course, Canada's left out of everything because Chili Con Carney couldn't make a deal to save his life. He's totally useless. Who voted for this guy? Did you? I bet you did. Now, because of this, many drug makers have announced multi-billion-dollar investments in the United States. Yes, sir. And are breaking ground in the U.S. to manufacture their products in the U.S. tariff-free. Elbows up, Canadians. Elbows up. Elbows up. You got what you wanted. Elbows up. People get the government they deserve. Elbows up. We got the elbows up government, and that's the way it goes. I want to get over to my third sponsor, Hamel Machine Company. We saw Bob Benner and his crew going by on Tuesday, they usually go. And what a bunch of great people, always smiling, happy. They go to work, do their job. They've been around since 1948, Hamel Machine Company. And Bob's been running it for the last 27, 28 years. And they do some fantastic work. And I thank them so much for sponsoring this show. Whenever an industry moves into a city, the first thing they want to know is, do we have a good machine shop to take care of us? Why? Because time is money. They can't afford to break down. They need their machines running and producing. So when something breaks down, they pick up the phone and go, Bob, could you come over and give me a hand here? Tell me what I got to do. He goes over there, looks at the machine and says, yeah, we can fix that part. Or yeah, we can re-engineer that part. And by the way, when we re-engineer it, we're going to make it better. So you get more production when we put it back in. And you're going to make more money. That's what it's all about. They have the people, they have the staff, they have the technology, they have everything you need to be able to do that for your business too. They've done it for the wine industry. They've done it for the agricultural product industry. They've done it for the food industry. Unbelievable. They have 3D printers, water jet cutters. They can do it all there. You don't have to worry. You can feel safe. They've been doing it since 1948. And another thing, They haven't forgot about us. You have a problem at home. You need something designed. You need something fabricated. They can do it all for you. They have everybody you need there. You don't have to worry about it, and they're not gonna rip you off. They're gonna be straight with you, and their shop rates are gonna be affordable to your budget. You're gonna be able to afford them. Hamel Machine Company, hamilmachine.ca. Go see the beautiful work they've done for the wine industry. It'll blow your mind. And we thank you for supporting our sponsors because they're great people, they're good corporate citizens, and they give back to the community. Hamel Machine, since 1948, hamilmachine.ca is where you go to check out the beautiful work they did. Okay, have you seen these morons? Well, I should say which morons, because there's a lot of morons running around out here lately. But these morons that are downing Tylenol like crazy because Trump told them not to take Tylenol, especially if you are pregnant. So what are they doing? They're on TikTok. A whole bottle of Tylenol. Brr, woo, woo, woo. I'm telling you, these people are screwballs. They're screwballs because Trump told them not to. I'd like to fill this thing up with horse urine. Have Trump stand up there and go, "Don't drink this." The first guy that heard that would grab the bottle from him and chug it down like a rubby dub behind the beer store, downing a Maximum Ice. Unbelievable. Unbelievable how dumbed down people are. And it put one person in the hospital. This one woman who was pregnant, they put her in the hospital because she OD'd on Tylenol. Kidney shut down. She's on a ventilator. She hasn't died yet. I don't know if she's died yet. She might have. And her husband's sitting there having to make the decision of whether they save the baby or not. How sad is this? Because she wanted to prove that Trump was wrong. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, these people are whacked. And of course, what do they say? Well, Trump told us to drink bleach for COVID too. No, he never said that. He never said that. That is the mainstream media and Krakow and Macau and all these other dumbasses on these left wing radical socialist television networks. Fake news, what I call them. So does Trump, by the way. That's who said that he told everybody to drink bleach. He never did that. That's a bunch of baloney. But of course, what do they do? As soon as Trump tells them something, they bring that out, right? They bring that out. But listen, you slap nuts, that you think Trump came up with this idea. Oh yeah, I'm going to go on TV tomorrow and I'm just going to tell everybody not to take Tylenol because it's no good. You think they came out like that? No, they never came out like that. Trump didn't make this up. This comes right from Johns Hopkins University and Harvard School of Medicine. And it was researched by Robert F. Kennedy Jr. This is his life goal, to get rid of these bad drugs that are harming people in certain situations. And Mehmet Oz, I mean, these guys read the papers that came out from Harvard School of Medicine and Johns Hopkins universities. That's where my doctor went, Johns Hopkins. When I go to see him, I'm going to ask him. He found there's a link to autism, and I think attention deficit disorder as well, or whatever, when pregnant women take Tylenol. That's it. It has nothing to do with Trump. He's just the messenger. Whether you want him to believe him or not is up to you, but he's just telling you what the results of these studies said. He didn't make it up. He didn't do the research. I mean, this isn't a joke. Yet these morons are taking Tylenol to prove Trump wrong. The same ones that were eating Tide pods and snorting friggin' condoms and everything else these guys do. They're whacked. It's just ridiculous. I don't know what's happened to these people. I don't know why. I mean, you'd rather risk your health because you hate Trump? You'd rather do that. If I hate Trump so much, I'm going to take this bottle of Tylenol. Are these people insane? I don't get it. I don't get it. And I mean, it's a known fact that if you take Tylenol daily for a lot of years, it's going to screw up your kidneys. I mean, that was known before Trump even got up there or they did any of this research. So, hey, all I can tell you is don't listen to this mainstream media. Listen to Trump. Listen to Trump. When he says that, listen to him. If you absolutely have to use Tylenol because you have a fever, which is bad for your baby, then take them under the supervision of your doctor. But don't just take them. Don't use it unless it's absolutely necessary. Talk to your doctor. See what he says. They told you not to use the other ones, ibuprofen and that, not acetaminophen, but the ibuprofen and aspirin. They've told you it could harm your baby. So come on, be smart. You don't have to believe Trump. Talk to your doctor. Look at the reports. If you don't believe Trump, just look at the reports. He never wrote them. He never made them up. People a lot smarter than Trump wrote these. He's just giving you the message. He's giving you the public service announcement. Uh, you know, so you do what you want, but I would take his advice and I would research it a lot more. Because the last thing you want is to have your baby harmed because you're taking something that has been known to cause trouble. Oh, it drives me crazy when I hear these people. It drives me nuts. It drives me nuts. Drives me nuts. Well, it's finally happening, and I couldn't be happier. And let's hope the rest of the gang that worked with Comey to try to pull a coup d'état on Trump and to prevent him from being uh, president and interfered with the presidential election with Russiagate. Let's hope they all go. But Comey was indicted last night. I want to see him perp walk. Today he was supposed to turn himself in and finally give it an orange jumpsuit. That's what I'd like to see. But one of the main culprits was Comey. And he was indicted. And I couldn't be happier. James Comey, the former Obama appointed director of the FBI, was indicted last night on 2 charges: making a false statement and obstruction related to his testimony before the Senate Judiciary Committee in 2020. It's all on tape. It's all recorded. He lied through his teeth. They proved it. And he's going down. He's going down hard. He perjured himself under oath to the Senate committee. It's all on record. There's nothing to be disputed. It's all on record. His testimony as to the Russian interference in the 2016 election was one big lie. He kept repeating it in the media. I mean, Comey is the one. Did he say no one is above the law? Yeah, I think he did. Well, he's right. Not even him. Now, if convicted, he could receive up from 5 to 15 years in prison. Yeah, that's good. That's a good thing. Right after the indictment, Comey's son-in-law, excuse me, Troy Edwards Jr., resigned from his post in the Eastern District of Virginia, where he was a national security prosecutor. I guess he didn't want to prosecute his father-in-law. Oh, yeah, baby. Oh, yeah, it's going down. Bit of conflict right there. Remember, Comey was also involved with the Clinton laptop with 33,000 incriminating emails, which Clinton scrubbed against the orders of the grand jury, and nothing was done about it. So, more people are going down. And he's the first domino to fall in the chain of dominoes going down. The house of cards is coming down since he was the only one player in this big coup attempt. He's only one person. Trump, then we have Barack Hussein Obama being the mastermind, and cronies like Brennan, Schiff, Clinton Bolton, and others lined up to conspire against the Trump presidency in 2016. It led to 2 impeachments, 4 indictments, and a gag order during the last election, so Trump couldn't even go out and campaign. There's a lot of people going down. And Letitia James was involved in all that. And there's others that abuse the system to get Trump, and now they're going to pay. Now they're saying it's vengeance. Trump's getting revenge. No, he's not getting revenge. He's taking criminals to task for their criminal acts and prosecuting them, and not him. I mean, you're talking about Pam Bondi, but they're going to be prosecuted. And the one thing, though, you can't celebrate justice being served too early here. You got to be patient because they are not going down without a fight. If Trump went and arrested them all at once, you'd have them all up in arms, and they would probably get the United States, the people riled so much there'd be riots, and well, there always is with the left anyway. The right has vigils and prayer services, but they would act up. So you want to do it slowly, take them down one at a time, start putting them away, and knocking them down like dominoes. That's it. Because the MSM and the fake news media are going to get their Antifa and BLM, all the rioters in order, and they're going to go crazy. Got to be ready for that whenever you take one of these guys down, because it's going to happen. So it's got to be done slowly. It's got to be done properly. All the evidence, all your ducks in a row, your I's dotted, your T's crossed. It's all got to be done right. And they're going down. They have 3.5 years to take them all down. Relax. I'd like to see Schiff and Obama next. Obama's going to be the big one where there's going to be trouble. But they got to go. They got to go. And they're going to go. And they're going to go. So there you go. Watch this. Keep an eye on this. Comey's supposed to turn himself in today. Then he's going to go and explain why he lied. And then they're going to decide if he can go to trial. And when he does, they're going to lay down a case like you've never seen. And he's going down. He's going down. Okay, let's take a shot to my last sponsor, Niagara Parks Commission. And living in Niagara Falls, and for all you people listening out there who may be tourists who have never been to Niagara Falls or been and haven't seen all the wonders, or haven't been here for a while, you got to get back. What the Parks Commission has done is amazing. Now, we know they're the biggest and greatest custodians of some of the most beautiful parkway in Canada, if not the world. Excuse me, 32 miles of parkway. Niagara-on-the-Lake, Lake Ontario to Lake Erie. Immaculate. Garden, trimmed, just beautiful. And all this is centerpieced by one of the 7 natural wonders of the world, Niagara Falls. Now, these Parks Commission, Niagara Parks Commission, they are custodians of it all. They take care of it all. Unbelievable. They've done that for over 100 years. Just an amazing, amazing commission. And it's a government agency, but they're actually self-sufficient, believe it or not. Why? Because they have attractions. So when you come to see the falls, you can also learn about history of producing power. You can go down and see a grade 6 rapids down the Niagara River. So dangerous, you can't navigate them in a boat. You can go and cross the whirlpool where the Niagara River makes a turn and goes down to Lake Ontario from Lake Erie. You can cross that in a Spanish Aero car. You can take a zip line and zip across the face of the falls and see both falls at once while you're zipping down the zip line. And they also have a brand new attraction called Niagara Takes Flight, an immersive $25 million attraction that takes you from Lake Ontario to Lake Erie up the Niagara River. Power plants, history, Galore Seacourt. I don't know. I've never seen it all, but they do it all. I've heard it's just phenomenal. It's a one-of-a-kind attraction. You got to come and see it. It's totally amazing from what I hear. Now, how do you do this? You go to NiagaraParks.com and you check out their attractions package. You can buy attractions to see butterflies from all over the world. You can see plants from all over the world at the School of Horticulture. They have it all down there. It's amazing. Niagara Parks Commission, Support our sponsors. And if you're from Niagara Falls and you haven't been down there in a while, go down there. Take a Niagara Takes Flight. Check it out. I've got to do it. I'm going to do it as soon as I can. Niagara Parks Commission, we thank them for sponsoring the show. Go to niagaraparks.com and see everything they have to offer. Even Bob Gale's goats. Now I'll let you find out what that's about. Thank you for supporting our sponsors. They support the show. They're good corporate citizens, and they do a lot for the city of Niagara Falls. Okay, over to Chicago. And this cracks me up. This really cracks me up. But this is the way it works these days. Gangs are threatening Trump and the U.S. military, saying that, and I'm going to quote this, so don't get mad at me. I never said this. The gang said this. The representatives from the gang said this. They said, the niggas in Chicago ain't like the ones in Washington or L.A. They will fight back. Well, there you go. Now, the gangbanger who said that claims there are over 100,000 gangs in Chicago. Yeah, I don't think there's 100,000 gangs in Chicago, dude. I mean, there may be 100,000 gang members in Chicago. That I wouldn't know, but there's not 100,000 gangs in Chicago. But that's what this genius said. So, isn't that nice? Isn't that nice? Thanks for the warning. Wait till the U.S. military gets a hold of you and your so-called nigga gangbangers. And I quote that. Don't get mad at me. I'm just quoting this. If you think your gangs are tough, try on one of Trump's gang members for size. I guarantee 99,999 will be running away and hiding. That's the way they operate when G.I. Joe comes marching down the street. And that's what's setting up in Chicago to take care of business. I guess the word that they should be thinking about is FAFO. Find out. F around and find out. That's the order of the day in Chicago. And if the mayor and that blowhard Pritzker get in the way, they're going to be joining Comey in the federal lockup. So it is written, so it shall be done. And Tom Homan is just the guy to do it. So, Mr. Gang member who gave us those quotes, FAFO. That's all I can tell you. They're cleaning up the city. Nobody's going to stop them, and you're not going to stop them neither, because lead poisoning is a terrible thing. Speaking of terrorist groups like the gangs in Chicago, it appears Secretary of State Marco Rubio has just declared the Muslim Brotherhood a terrorist group. Now, this has been a long time coming, and you saw these guys from the Muslim Brotherhood talking about taking over the states, and they have to get rid of everybody because they want to take over. Sharia law is law. And they're going to bring it to every city in the United States. Oh, yeah. Well, these guys are terrorists now. And it's been a long time coming. They joined Antifa in the realm of terrorist association. So now that they've been declared a terrorist group, you know what happens? They're free game. And I'm going to end with what is probably the biggest ball bust I've ever seen in my life. I've never seen anything bigger than this. This is the biggest of the big. So, President Trump introduced the Presidential Walk of Fame at the White House this week. And it's a long hallway with portraits of every president of the USA, all 47 presidents. Walking down that Presidential Wall of Fame is inspiring. Washington, Jefferson, Adams, Fillmore, Lincoln, Grant, McKinley, Roosevelt, Coolidge, Truman, Eisenhower, Kennedy, Reagan. They're all on the wall, all the greats, all the portraits of every single president. Right up to the 47th president of the United States, President Donald J. Trump. But when we back up a president, there's no portrait. What the frame holds is a picture of an auto pen with the name Joe Biden written by the auto pen. He didn't put a picture of Joe Biden there. He put a picture of the auto pen, and that's fitting because there really wasn't a president during those 4 years, just multiple workers using the auto pen to sign executive orders and do the work of Obama, of as Biden had no clue to what the hell was going on. President AP, President Auto Pen, the biggest ball bust in history that I've ever seen. I've seen a lot of them. I've pulled a lot out myself, and I've had them pulled on me. But this was a good one by President Trump. I would love to be walking that hall and get to number 46 and see a picture of an auto pen. Gary Wilkins, you gotta love that one. You gotta love that one. All my conservative buddies have to love that one. That is funny. Okay, that's all I got. I'm on to the weekend. We're coming up to the weekend here. A couple days. I can relax, and I won't be relaxing. There's a lot to do around the house. We got to do those windows. Got to start getting the lawn furniture gathered, and start putting stuff away, and cleaning up, and trimming, and cutting the lawn. We got to do all that stuff this weekend. But that's all the stuff you got to do anyway. And we got about 8 weeks to do it because it doesn't really get bad around here until January. So we have a couple more months to do it. But I'd rather do it when it's nicer out than when it's that rainy, miserable, cold weather that we're going to get. And we know we're going to get it. We know we're getting it. So anyway, everybody, have a great weekend. Support our sponsors, Wild Bill's Auto Repair and Body Shop, Pete's on Victoria Avenue, Hamel Machine Company, and the Niagara Parks Commission. Please support them. They're really good people. They're good corporate citizens. They give back to the city of Niagara Falls. We should support our good corporate citizens. We should support all businesses in Niagara Falls for that matter, not just the ones that support the show. We want to make sure they stick around. We have some really good restaurants and businesses in Niagara Falls. Let's make sure they stick around for a while. They got hammered by the government during COVID, forced to shut down, forced to not allow people in that weren't vaccinated, and they had to go through stupid rules that shut a lot of them down. Come on, let's give them our support. Anyway, I'm out of here. God bless you all. My name is Paul Calamere. This is Your City, Your Voice, coming to you live from the studios of 4680Q Radio. I'm out of here for today. I'll be back on Monday with Manic Monday. I'm going to get Peter Dichter in to the show next week. Maybe Tuesday we'll get him in. I like to do the Monday show and get all the news of the day out of the way and then discuss it with Peter giving his take on a lot of it on Tuesday. So we'll see if he can come in on Tuesday. Other than that, we'll see you Monday at noon. Promises made, promises kept. Your City, Your Voice. Tune in, and we thank you so much for tuning in every day and your comments on what's going on. And hopefully we get more comments because they're fun. I love comments. Take it easy, everybody. Have a wonderful weekend and be good to each other.